In today's video, we're looking back at black celebrities whose tragic and untimely deaths left lasting wounds on their fans and the world. Their legacies live on, but their losses serve as a stark reminder of life's fragility. First on our list, Aaliyah Dana Houghton, the beloved princess of R&B, mesmerized audiences with timeless hits like Try Again, Are You That Somebody, and One in a Million. Beyond her music, she was a gifted actress and model. With her self-titled album Aaliyah and a standout role in Queen of the Damned, she was reaching new heights, destined for even greater success. But on August 25, 2001, tragedy struck. After finishing a music video shoot in the Bahamas, Aaliyah and 8 others boarded a small plane, unaware of the disaster that lay ahead. Mere moments after takeoff, the engine groaned ominously before the aircraft began shaking violently and spiraling downward. A routine flight turned into a nightmare. Investigators later discovered that the plane was dangerously overloaded, the pilot was unlicensed, and he was under the influence of drugs. Unable to sustain the weight, the aircraft crashed in a fiery explosion, claiming the lives of everyone on board. The world was left in shock and mourning. Aaliyah, a shining star on the brink of even greater success, was gone far too soon. Her death, a heartbreaking loss, serves as a painful reminder of how negligence can steal away even the brightest souls. Number 2. Sam Cooke, often hailed as the father of modern soul, was more than just a legendary musician. With unforgettable songs like A Change Is Gonna Come and You Send Me, he left an undeniable impact on the world, but his influence extended far beyond music. Sam was a trailblazer for black artists and a fierce advocate for civil rights, cementing his status as both a superstar and a cultural icon. He was on the verge of launching new projects, ready to take his career to even greater heights. But on December 11, 1964, his promising future was abruptly stolen. That night, in a small Los Angeles motel, an argument escalated into chaos. A gunshot pierced the silence, and moments later, Sam Cooke lay bleeding on the floor, his life extinguished in an instant. The motel manager, Bertha Franklin, claimed she shot him in self-defense, but the murky circumstances surrounding his death led to endless speculation. Rumors swirled about money disputes, betrayal, and personal conflicts, transforming his passing into one of music's most chilling mysteries. Though the full truth may never come to light, one thing remains certain: the world lost an irreplaceable talent that night. Sam Cooke's voice and legacy still echo through time, a haunting reminder of his genius and the heartbreaking loss of a soul taken too soon. Number 3. Tupac Shakur was more than a rapper. He was an icon whose influence extended far beyond music. With his raw talent and hard-hitting messages on social injustice, violence, and street life, Tupac became the voice of a generation. Songs like Dear Mama, Changes, and California Love solidified his status as one of hip-hop's greatest. By the mid-90s, he was at the peak of his career, preparing to release the Don Killuminati, the 7-Day Theory, while locked in a heated feud with the notorious B.I.G. and Bad Boy Records. But behind the fame, Tupac's life was clouded by scandals, legal troubles, and constant controversy, making him one of the most complex figures in entertainment. Then, on the night of September 7, 1996, tragedy struck. Cruising through the neon-lit streets of Las Vegas in a black BMW, Tupac was caught off guard when a car pulled up beside him. In an instant, gunfire erupted. 4 bullets tore through his body, leaving the car's leather seats drenched in blood. Chaos unfolded as horrified onlookers screamed, sirens wailed, and police lights flashed across the scene. Whether his murder was the result of hip-hop's bitter rivalries or part of a deeper conspiracy remains a mystery. What is certain, however, is that the world lost a legend that night, one with unfinished projects, unrealized potential, and a career that ended far too soon. Number 4. Phyllis Hyman, a soulful contralto with a voice that could stir the deepest emotions, enchanted the world with classics like You Know How to Love Me and Living All Alone. She also dazzled on Broadway in Sophisticated Ladies, and her career was steadily rising. But beneath the surface, Phyllis battled immense personal struggles, crushing industry pressures, relentless depression, and heartbreaking relationships. On June 30, 1995, the weight of it all became unbearable. Alone in her bedroom, she took a fatal overdose of barbiturates, seeking an escape from the pain that haunted her. Scattered pills lay beside her, a silent testament to a soul exhausted by suffering. The suicide note she left behind, written in trembling script, revealed the depths of her despair. A room once filled with her laughter and powerful voice was now eerily still. The world had lost a musical legend, and her fans were left with an unfillable void. Though time moves forward, the sorrow of her passing remains, a heartbreaking reminder of a life and talent lost far too soon. Number 5. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson, the undisputed king of pop, reached legendary status with groundbreaking albums like Thriller, Bad, and Dangerous. His electrifying dance moves, from the iconic moonwalk to his mesmerizing performances, forever changed the landscape of music and entertainment. But behind the glitz and superstardom, Michael's life was plagued by struggles. Relentless media scrutiny, damaging allegations, and the crushing weight of fame took a toll on him. In the months leading up to his death, he was preparing for his much-anticipated This Is It tour, but his past and personal demons caught up with him in a devastating way. On June 25, 2009, Michael was found unresponsive in his bed, the air thick with the scent of propofol, the very drug that would take his life. The heart monitor flickered desperately, but there was no saving him. Dr. Conrad Murray, the physician responsible for his care, stood frozen, his failure looming over the room like a dark shadow. Michael's death wasn't just a loss for his family, it was a worldwide tragedy that left millions in mourning. Though he is gone, his legacy remains untouchable, his music, his influence, and his spirit forever etched in history. Number 6. Lisa Left Eye Lopes. Lisa Left Eye Lopes, one of TLC's most dynamic members, was a creative powerhouse. With her bold energy and unmistakable presence, she helped define 90s music alongside T-Boz and Chili. Hits like Waterfalls, No Scrubs, and Creep made TLC a global phenomenon, selling over 65 million records worldwide. Lisa was a symbol of individuality and strength, but behind the fame, her life was filled with turbulence. Legal troubles followed a highly publicized incident where she set fire to her boyfriend's house in a moment of rage. Struggling with personal demons, broken relationships, and deep emotional scars, she sought spiritual healing in Honduras, hoping to reset her life. But fate had a different plan. On April 25, 2002, while driving on a remote Honduran road, Lisa swerved to avoid an oncoming truck. The vehicle flipped multiple times, metal twisting, glass shattering, a horrifying scene of chaos and destruction. Thrown from the car due to not wearing a seatbelt, Lisa's small frame was crushed upon impact, her life ending beneath the relentless Honduran sun. It was an unthinkable loss, one that left her fans and loved ones mourning the tragic end of a true musical visionary. Number 7. Rasual Butler and Leah LaBelle. Rasual Butler, a former NBA star known for his lethal three-point shot, made a name for himself with the Miami Heat, New Orleans Hornets, and Los Angeles Clippers. Even after retirement, he remained in the spotlight, staying active in community outreach. Alongside his girlfriend, Leah LaBelle, a talented singer who rose to fame on American Idol, they were an admired couple, beloved in the sports and music worlds. But on the night of January 31st, 2018, tragedy struck, changing everything in an instant. Rasual and Leah were speeding through the streets of Los Angeles when disaster struck. Tires screeched, metal crunched, an impact so violent it sent the car flipping into a concrete pillar, leaving their bodies crushed beneath the wreckage, blood staining the pavement. Investigators later confirmed that Rasual had been intoxicated, with drugs in his system at the time of the crash. The tragedy was more than just the loss of a talented athlete and a rising star. It was the heartbreaking end of a bright future, stolen in the blink of an eye, leaving friends, family, and fans in shock and sorrow. Number 8. The Notorious B.I.G. The Notorious B.I.G., also known as Biggie Smalls, was an East Coast rap icon whose smooth flow and masterful storytelling set him apart. With his groundbreaking album Ready to Die and timeless hits like Juicy and Big Papa, Biggie quickly rose to international fame. But as his career skyrocketed, his feud with Tupac Shakur and the intensifying East Coast-West Coast rap war dragged him into a world of escalating danger. On March 9, 1997, that storm of conflict reached a devastating climax. While sitting in his SUV at a red light in Los Angeles, Biggie became the target of an assassin. Gunshots shattered the night, piercing through the windows and into his body in a ruthless ambush. Blood streaked the glass, turning what should have been a routine evening into a tragic spectacle. Inside the car, the music played softly, a chilling and unintentional farewell. As the chaos faded into silence, the world lost one of hip-hop's greatest minds at the height of his career. His murder, deeply tied to the violent rap rivalry of the era, remains unsolved, leaving behind unanswered questions and an immeasurable loss. Yet even in death, Biggie's influence never faded. His posthumous album, Life After Death, remains one of the most defining works in hip-hop, ensuring that his legacy endures for generations to come. Number 9. Prince. The legendary musician whose brilliance knew no bounds, revolutionized music with his extraordinary songwriting, electrifying performances, and multi-instrumental mastery. With timeless hits like Purple Rain, Kiss, and When Doves Cry, he was more than just a star. He was a visionary who shattered industry norms and fought relentlessly for artistic freedom. But for all his genius, no one could have foreseen the tragic battle that would claim his life. On April 21, 2016, Prince was discovered unresponsive in the quiet halls of Paisley Park. The soft glow of his piano cast eerie shadows on his pale face, while scattered pill bottles hinted at the unseen struggle that had been consuming him. Unknowingly, the painkillers he had taken for relief were laced with counterfeit fentanyl, a silent killer disguised as medicine. The very sanctuary that once overflowed with music and magic now stood in mournful silence, its walls echoing with the loss of an irreplaceable legend. As the world grieved, one truth remained. Though Prince was gone, his influence and genius would live on forever, etched into the soul of music itself. Number 10. Kobe Bryant, known as the Black Mamba, was more than a basketball legend. He was an inspiration whose influence extended far beyond the game. Over 2 decades with the Los Angeles Lakers, he secured 5 NBA championships, earned 2 Finals MVP titles, and became one of the most revered athletes in history. Beyond the court, Kobe thrived as a businessman and storyteller, even winning an Oscar for his heartfelt animated short Dear Basketball. But on January 26, 2020, the world was shaken by an unimaginable tragedy. Kobe, his daughter Gianna, affectionately known as Gigi, and 7 others boarded a helicopter en route to a basketball tournament. The weather was treacherous. A thick fog blanketed the sky, reducing visibility to near zero. As the helicopter trembled and its engine groaned, it became evident that disaster was imminent. In an instant, the aircraft slammed into a mountainside, erupting in a fiery explosion. The hills of Calabasas, once peaceful, became a site of devastation. Smoke rose into the sky as 9 precious lives were lost, leaving behind an unbearable void and a grief that still echoes through the sports world and beyond.